Life's been in motion since the time of your birth. But the thing that's static is this stationary earth. Some say a year is a lap around the sun, but we who seek the truth know that's completely wrong. Happy flat birthday to you. Happy flat birthday to you. Happy flat birthday, dear Dave. Happy flat birthday to you. This expansive plane is the best gift you've been given, providing everything you'd want or need for good living. Here's to you for spreading truth and the good work that you've done. All the best on the next few hundred revolutions of the sun. Happy flat birthday to you.
Hey, Austin from the Mellow Dome here to wish Teresa Hippie Shake a very, very happy birthday. Much love to you. I hope your day is great. You're one of the best mods in the community, always sharing people's links around, always involved. Thank you so much. And really hope that you have a really great day, and hope that you have many, many more birthdays to celebrate in the future. Peace and love. See ya.
What is this pineal gland that everyone's talking about, and what happens when you trigger it or activate it in meditation, as people always ask? Well, the pineal gland is a very interesting organ in your body, or gland as it is, and it's actually filled with fluid, and surrounded around there are very similar structures to that of the retina of the eye. Now, something which is very, very interesting about the pineal is that it's connected to the same sensory visual part of your brain as what your two eyes are. Now, inside this fluid, they say there are small crystals. And of course, the pineal gland is light reactive, but it is stimulated by darkness. Science has shown us that in darkness, the pineal is stimulated. This is why we dream at nighttime when the eyes are closed. Your pineal is the thing that conjures these dreams into you, or brings you into the dream reality, as it were. Now, with this little gland in your head, and it is, as I say, filled with fluid which has small tiny crystals within it, it is ultimately your connection to higher dimensions of reality. It is your connection to the spiritual plane. It is, as it was said, the seat of your soul. Now, the pineal gland, being that connection, is something that should be nurtured and looked after. And as I say, every religion, every scripture, every messiah, every spiritual teacher pretty much has leaned towards this, if not directly, then in a mystic sense. We can look to the ancient Middle Eastern religions, such as things within Egypt and the symbology of Samaria, and you see several constant references to the pine cone. The largest statue of a pine cone on planet Earth at present is situated in Vatican City. So the Vatican know of this knowledge. They truly know of it. They cannot not know of it. And the pine cone sits on the staff of the Pope also. I've mentioned this before. So what exactly is this pineal of yours? As I say, it's a connection to the higher dimensions, and it should be nurtured, cared for, and looked after.
I really, started to carve my own spiritual path, and just try to navigate outside of all the religious indoctrination I was brought up in. And I don't mean to knock religion. I think it plays its part in our evolution as a human, of just teaching us what to take from it and what to leave. I don't mean to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I think
I'm right there with you.
I think it's just coming to the realization that all these rivers lead to the same ocean, and that they're all telling the same story, just a little different, and different time periods, like different characters, and it's all the same story, and it's the story of us, and it's the story of the world around us, how this world works. And like the verse in Genesis, it says, in the land of Pineal, Jacob met God face to face. And that just blew me wide open, dude. I'm like, what? Like that?
I know, right?
That's in here.
I know. When I was playing that, when I was watching that video and I seen that part, I went back checking it out, and it's like, oh my god, bro, this is so wild, dude. Like, oh my gosh. And dude, I've never read that until just now, and it's never, it absolutely resonates with me, that's what this is all about. Like, I'm just discovering things. Like, I wanted to say earlier that I think a lot of these scriptures are important, original. 100%. When you go back to try to get back to original translation, there's people out there that are doing things like that, and it's great knowledge. I love looking at all of these things. I'm unlearning and relearning. So You have to go over things differently. You have to, like you said, you went looking at it differently than you did. You're actually giving it a better shot. You're giving it some purpose, you know, because you're actually looking for answers.
Yeah.
You know, things they start becoming more meaningful. You know, it's just a beautiful thing. I take all this information in, you know, and like you said, I think it does all lead back to one story, you know, of the creation of us in this place and all of that, you know. And they've twisted it, of course, with the King James version and this, and that, the third, all these different translations, just grabbling it. And, you know, now it's at every hotel nightstand, and, you know, it's part of this. Yeah. They're using it, you know, against people, and it's divisive. There's so much. Yes, absolutely.
One just seen on the surface level, and not like the deeper esoteric aspects of it, the astrological aspects of it, the metaphysical, and, you know, all these other things. You know, it was coming to the realization too about so Jesus is said to have said anywhere from 800 to 1,000 words in the text of the Bible, which is over 800,000 words. And it was such a small fraction. I'm like, okay, I'm going to make it a goal to like read and highlight every verse attributed to Jesus in this book. And I want to try to understand the different aspects of it, and watching a lot of different lectures on breaking it down esoterically, and just like trying to reframe, you know, the way I understood it, and, you know, just resonated with the message behind what he was trying to relay to humanity. Whether or not he existed or not, I think that doesn't take away like what the message is. I think people have trouble separating the message from the messenger, like, and they put people on pedestals. So when those people fall off their pedestals and they realize that they're infallible and they're human just like us, you know, they want to throw them out. They want to never see them again, cancel them. You know, that's what cancel culture is all about, you know. It's just another divisive tool, dude. It's like everything around us is just being used to divide us, you know. And if we fall victim to it, and, you know, feel sorry for ourselves and decide to pick a team just because it's easy, like it's going to cost us, and we're part of the problem at that point, you know?
Yeah, I think when people, I think I've mentioned this on your podcast actually, but I think when people get lost in this debate of if Jesus was a real person or not, they're just totally missing the whole message, you know, when they're getting wrapped up in that. But even that being said, right? I do tend to believe that he could be real, and him being real, I tend to believe that, you know, he was actually like one of the OG truthers, hanging out with other truthers, fighting against this establishment. I mean, a lot of what he learned was from John the Baptist, who was baptizing people before he was. And then they were going after John the Baptist, you know, and it's like, you know, he relays a message to Jesus, like, yo, you gonna be able to handle all this? You gonna take over? They coming for me, bro. Like, are you good? You got this? And Jesus is like, I am, you know. And then he took over, and then that happened, blah blah blah. But then now we're being asked that, you know. It's our turn, and now we're stepping up, like, yo, I'm ready. Let's do this. You know, that's the vibes I take from all of this. Like, I feel like if Jesus was here, he'd be like, bro, I was telling all of y'all the power is within y'all. Like, it's in here.
Exactly, like, dude. You know? That's what I'm talking about. Yes.
Hello. I feel like he was saying that, you know.
Like, don't miss the message here. Don't get it twisted.
Bill, my friend. Yes, Ted, my friend. I have a feeling things are about to change in a most outstanding way. I could not agree more.
Excellent! Iron Maiden? Excellent!
Don't fear the Reaper.
Oh, we're total metalheads!
a house of guitars.
Oh, do you have any Beatles albums on blue vinyl?
Of course, my dear.
Oh, thank you.
Hi there, sailor. This is a house of guitars.
Well, honey, if you're not doing anything, come on down.
Would you stand closer to the phone? We're filming this.
Yes,
This is House of Guitars. Can I help you?
yes, I'm in the market for a synthesizer.
Dr. Moog isn't here right now, but right now, but Dolly Moog and Minnie Moog is. Can they help you? This is House of Guitars. Stand close to the phone, please. We're filming this.
Yes,
Can you get on the lights, please? Thank you. House of Guitars. Can I help you?
yes, I'm in the market for a set of North drums.
North drums? Yes, we have all the Beach Boy albums. House of Guitars. Can I help you?
This is a great young country, and it's growing thanks to good folk like those young pioneers back in Rochester, New York at the House of Guitars. Young Armin and Bruce are lowering prices on 10-speed bikes to make traveling possible for all you young explorers throughout the nation. 10-speed bikes from $69. The House of Guitars is one of the largest selection of flat-top and electrical guitars in this great nation. Professional guitars in the $50 to $100 range. Student guitars, $15. Just great for around the campfires. Unisex Rockstar t-shirts, $3.98. Why, I can outride and outshoot that Ludwig drum set. Up to 70% off on all drums. All LPs listing $6.98, now $3.98. Listen, cowboy and cowgirl, it's the House of Guitars Settlement, 645 Titus Avenue.
This is a House of Guitars commercial, but it's really for our records. Buy them so we can buy these things.
This is a poem. This is the Ramones' Rocket to Rush album, 385. And this is Ramones Leave Home. This is Linda Stein. This is Danny Field's partner. And this is the great Ramones. Buy the Rocket to Rush because the Ramones want to buy this Mosrite guitar here. Yeah. So buy that. That way the Ramones will be able to buy the Stan Electron and the Mosrite. Come on, you guys.
It's London's latest, a planetarium. Enter and you'll feel you're in the open in the heart of the city. A magical place, and the £70,000 projector is the magician. It's a combination of the last word in optics, electronics, and precision engineering. But don't ask me to explain how it works. It can throw images of the stars showing their past, present, and future positions as seen from any place on the Earth's surface. For example, the stars are seen by Dr. Fuchs down south. Prince Philip attended the opening of this fascinating place. His interest in science is well known, and he stayed some time watching the stargazing apparatus at work. Dr. Henry King was operating the controls that persuade the robot to show any part of the heavens you like. If you want to meet the stars, the constellation of Orion, the Hunter, for instance, it's easy at London's planetarium.
You are looking, if you are conscious, at Chicago's latest object of civic pride, the planetarium. Here we are, inside of the strange domed structure of weird shadows. There are more stars in this artificial heaven than in all Hollywood and Broadway combined. The mysterious machine is a projector, similar in principle to the one that is now throwing this picture upon the screen. This is how the dome looks when the projector is actually in operation. A slice of heaven brought right down to earth and put into a house. The only missing thing being the angels. The projector moves any and every way in order that astronomers and tourists may see how the real stars travel in the heavens. The astronomers attain this end, and the tourists think they do, so everyone is happy. These queer mechanical gyrations are not just fancy. They are based scientifically on the actual movements of all the constellations in the universe. Projects all of the stars. Thus they occupy the same position on the dome as they do in the real heavens. And here is the man behind the stars, Dr. Philip Fox. He runs the universe and at will can stop or start any planet that Chicago owns. Imitation starlight in the form of electric globes is housed within the machine and is thrown up on the dome by means of a maze of lenses. Inside the projector there is a light for every known star. With the photographer's spotlight turned off, the glory of these artificial heavens once more appears before the eyes. 100-odd lenses, some of which can be seen here, transform the light rays into these scintillating synthetic stars. The planetarium is becoming very popular with Chicago chics. They say it's a great place to take the girlfriend for a starry evening and a liberal education.
So let me get on with this. This is going to be a while. It was so intriguing that one thing led to another thing. And when I started into this, I saw more, and it was like full circle coming around, a 360. So this is a very important video I'm doing, probably one of the most important videos I've done in a long time because of the information I'm going to give. Now let me stop rambling. Let me get on to the question. I won't answer the first one, but it's the second one I'm going to address today. Okay, Kashik B. Hi, Sonia. I wanted to ask, how old do you think the dome is for it to be there when the giants and the dragons were still here? Let me just add this little thing in. The dome was put in, the part of the bigger Earth was still functioning. Everything that got domed over got trapped in. So the dragons and the giants were outside of this dome also, and still are. So let me just say that real quick before I get into the meat of this question. Okay. I was wondering about the pole star the other day. It doesn't seem to flicker like the other stars. Why do you think it is so? I mean, I know that due to the air in the atmosphere, the stars twinkle. But the pole star and Venus do not. And here we go. Let's put this down because it's going to be a while. So I started looking into that because I'd never thought about it. I don't really do this holographic reality above me. Now, this is where I'm going to start exposing the holographic reality above us. First picture. We're in the dome. Of course, you've got the North Star and you got Venus. And this is the ground, this is the dome. It's very simple in our holographic reality. So simple, yes, right? No problem. There they are. Here comes the next one. What is the North Star? So when I went to go look into it, whoa, what I saw. I'm going to show you the diagram and we'll start talking about it. So, when I saw the North Star, I immediately saw something that looks like a disco ball with a very slick crystalline sheath underneath of it. And I also noticed that it moves. It's on a sequence of moving. It doesn't move quickly, it moves slowly, comparison to a lot of other things. And I was like, what am I looking at? So then I also saw the bottom of it where it was very reflective. So basically, this is the top where it looks like that disco ball. The bottom is very smooth and reflective. It looks like this on the side view. And the bottom looks just shiny. That's why we see it so bright. And then I was like, why is it glowing like that? What's going on? And I thought, I'm going to keep looking into this. I will be posting all of these that I did in my description. So, oh no, my cat's starting again. I guess I'll go to Venus next. Since that one is... Here's what I saw when I looked into Venus. It looks like a monster geode. I'm not a good drawer. That's the best I could do to make it look like a geode. And the craziest thing is when I saw this, it's got this crystal thing here, this mechanical machine, but it's more than that. It's got life to it. It self-repairs, it self-builds, it keeps itself in its form, breaking itself down and regenerating itself. It is a sustainable energy in itself, feeding itself. It's the craziest thing. And then what I saw was just unbelievable. Now, this thing is the key to all of it. It's one half of the key. The other half of the key is, of course, the North Star. Now, let me start explaining that. This thing has beams coming out of it, 3 beams. And those beams are being projected onto the North Star. I'm like, what am I seeing? I saw a red beam, a black beam, and an oscillating, multicolored beam. And I'm like, what am I looking at? What am I looking at? What is this? Like a projector. Like a projector. So this is what I saw next. Here we go. Yes, look at this. Here is the North Star. Here is the Venus. The Venus is projecting the multicolored beam, the black beam, and the red beam. This thing is moving. It's like a disco ball. It's got all kinds of little things all over it, and it's on there, and they're set. They're never changing, not much. No, they're set. When this thing turns around, it's like you had a lantern, and the lantern had cutouts on it, and you stuck a candle in it, and then you began to spin it, and it's spinning around. What do you think it's creating? So basically, the red beam, the black beam, the multi-oscillating beam. Here's the thing, that multi-oscillating beam is causing the twinkling. Yes, it's not atmospheric anything. It's this multi-oscillating beam because it's moving so fast in its color sequences, bouncing off of this North Star, it's causing it to do this. This is what it looks like. Unbelievable. Twinkling, 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 twinkling on our holographic dome. So Interesting, interesting, interesting. So here's my next picture. There it is. There it is. There is our dome. Here's point to point where it goes. Most of the stars and everything are up high. You get a very few hanging below. But then you'll notice because there's a sheathing underneath this North Star that it doesn't go down. All we see is the bright light going down from that Venus. I think the Venus is over here. Anyway, because it's backwards on my phone. But yes, look at this. Look at this. There it is. There's the North Star. There's our holographic dome. And it's the funniest thing. I'm looking at this going, oh my gosh, this has got patterns inside of it. And it's like, oh, now that explains the whole holographic dome. Why? It never changes. I mean, it never changes. So I'll be posting this one too. Very, very telling about how that holographic sky is actually working. I will tell you that Venus is really something. That technology in that Venus to create that light, to shoot it on over is quite something. Look for these in my description. And then I wrote a little something here. And I wrote it down so I could say it verbatim. Flying through space at 67,000 miles per hour. Okay, that's what we're told. Per hour. Okay, answer. Rational thinking. Put your cognitive dissonance in the dunce seat. The dunce seat, of course, is the inversion of tapping into the ether, aka Akashic records. Moving from one point to another point over grand distances would automatically change your visual perceptions. And we're moving 67,000 miles an hour, are we? Okay, yet in thousands of years, it is the perception of unchanging views. Zodiac in the sky, impossible. Example, Big Dipper, Little Dipper. We're moving 67,000 miles an hour. And our views have not changed in thousands of years. And then I wrote this as a smartass. It is equivalent to driving 2 weeks and never leaving your driveway. I said this to my father, and he totally just, it caught him so off guard because we had this tablecloth for Thanksgiving, and my father had come over to my brother's house, and I went over there too, and Chris across the street. And I started saying this about, so how fast does the earth move? Because he started talking about it. And it's like, oh gosh, no. Let's get off this dogma and start using some critical thinking here. By the time I was done, he had lost his breath. I didn't want to scare him, but he lost his breath. He didn't know what to say. And then he immediately said, there's one thing we can count on. And I'm like, what's that? He goes, who died for you? I'm like, no one's died for me. What are you talking about? He goes, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. And he just falls to religion. I noticed that when you take somebody's foundation away, they'll go to the next foundation because they just know you can't uproot that one next. Look, I don't have anything against going to the heart and things that are of a higher caliber, your higher, better self, no problem. But remember, everything in this reality has been inverted. So I don't know. I've been doing that to him lately because it's like, it's time to wake up, old man. I just get tired because I can see he's looking for answers, and it's like, okay, let's just give it to him. So I digress. Anyway, here's what I saw next, and I was like, holy cow. Let me tell you how I saw this. I had just finished doing all my diagrams, and I haven't really been watching anybody too much on the cyber world. So I put on Martin Lika, and it started to run, and I was, starting to finish every bit of this diagrams. And Martin, I have to thank you. Martin. This is what he was talking about. The Kaaba. And as soon as he started talking about it, bam! all this information started coming through after I had just done all of my diagrams of how this holographic world works with the dome that we're living in, our snow globe. So, thank you, Martin Lika. Basically, it's a box, and it's in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. It's Kaaba or a Kabah, Kaaba. And here we go on that next, and this is the clincher. It's like, oh my gosh. So I'm put that down, and here we go to the next one. I saw that box. Let me talk about it. I'm going to also put that in my description about the Kaaba, what it looks like, how it's designed, what have you. When I saw the Kaaba, I was seeing it as a gold vermana. And I'm like, what the hell am I seeing? I see there's a box, but I'm seeing past that. And it's a gold vermana. Those things they used to fly around. So then I went into it, and I saw that there were pictures on the four corners where it's metal and there's something in there. And it's like, oh, that's how the vermana works. That stone or whatever they have over over it was placed over the vermana. The vermana is inside. It's solid gold. It's a vehicle. It's an anti-gravity vehicle. And how the vermana works is through sound frequencies. I kid you not. It's through sound frequencies. So when I was looking into it, I went to this other thing, which I will post in my description, and it shows inside what it looks like inside of the vermana and what they have. In the first picture, you'll see a guy holding a long stick, and he says it's the key. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, it's an electromagnetic key. You put it in to a little thing where it fits, and what it does starts the vermana working. But here's the problem. It's not going to work because it's a twofold system. So I'm like, okay, what else? What else? So then there's this little platform that's inside of this place. So you basically stand on the platform. And if your DNA is a match, now let me say that again. If your DNA is a match, you will have, through the ceiling, the information to unlock the pad that's in front of it. There's this crazy looking square pad in front of it. And it's literally a touch tone pad. So once you put the key in, you get the information, and if your DNA matches, you now have the information to go and do the touch tone pad to make the vermana work. And here's another thing. All that stone and stuff they have around it, because it's a frequency vehicle, it's going to blow that stone off, and then you'll see it's a fully gold vermana. So if you have the DNA to go in there and stand on the pad, there's this pad with this thing in front of it, and you get the download of how to unlock this thing with the key in to start it, because without that key, you can't start it either. You need both of them. It's a vermana. It's more than just a vermana. And then I was like, okay, what is going on? Why is it so whatever? Well, you know it's electromagnetic anyway. It's got that signature. But here's the thing. This thing was flown from where it originally came from. And I'm like, where did this thing come from? And then all of a sudden I saw all this, and I was like, oh, here comes my next diagram. It's the thing that goes on top of the Giza pyramid to activate the pyramid. Yes, look at this diagram. So basically what it does is when this thing gets going, when you put it on there and it's activated and flown back where it came from, of course it was flown away so it could never be activated again, and it's not really that far from where it came from initially, it reverses the polarity in the energy. It goes up, it hits that North Star, which is looks like a disco ball, goes back into Saturn the other way, which is a giant geode, then the energy goes up, and guess what it does? It takes the dome down. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. What? It takes the dome down. The dome isn't gonna come down like, doors. it starts to dissolve because it's technology. It will start to dissolve and open, and that is the key to get out of here to take the dome down, because this dome hasn't been here always. When you're smart enough to figure out how to do it, but then you're gonna have to match the DNA to get this thing to work. I don't know if anybody's DNA matches yet, but there it is. So anyway, the energy changes, hits that North Star again, hits that Saturn, which is a giant geode, and takes the dome down. So let me go to the next diagram. And this is how it works. When you put that box on there, that Kaaba, all of a sudden you have a Merkaba with the pyramid. So the Kaaba is the other half of the Merkaba. I was like, what? Oh my gosh. So here we go. Yes, I am very excited. This is big news. So there's your Merkaba body going on the pyramid. And there it is, toroidal body field, causing the energy to go swirling around, which causes the energy to go back and forth. I will be posting this in my description. Let's go past this one. And then we have the whole thing. Here it is, the whole dome. The Merkaba body, it changes its energy. You have an energetic Merkaba body pyramid down here that's created. It's always there, but it's not in motion. So it activates the entire mechanism, because this is a mechanism, and it's to control the dome, period. It's a device to open the dome or close the dome, because this works both ways. Not one way, it's like a key. You can lock or unlock the tech. And there it is. So, bam, there it is. So it dissolves the dome. It activates, it does all of this. You got this thing going. There it is. There's the big secret. There it is. There's all of it. So I thought, oh my goodness. Sometimes I think that our stuff is in our face all the time, and we really just need to start thinking and putting these pieces together. So the Kaaba is part of the Merkaba body. Everything has a toroidal field Merkaba body. Well, why wouldn't this place too for that dome? It's all based on the same mathematics, the same language, the same geometry. It's just something. There it is. There's the key. Now, we got to go find the person, who I don't know who that is. I really don't. Who's got the DNA, who can activate that Kaaba, fly it back over to the pyramid, get it set down, and there she goes. Here comes down the dome. Everybody, raise your vibrations, because that's how you raise your DNA. You raise your vibrations. Knowledge. Do not live in a state of fear. Everybody, have a great day. Go into my descriptions. I'm going to post all of this. I'm even going to post that Merkaba thing. And, of course, you know, go check out the Giza Pyramid. It's no different than a computer board. If you look from on top, it's a computer board. Now, how does the computer board work? I've just showed you how. All right, everybody, have a great day. Raise your vibrations and have a fantastic day. Bye.
heard it's somebody's birthday. Happy birthday, Hippie Shake. Thank you for always being such a big part of the community. Spamming the hell out of my links when I come into a chat. And everybody else's. Have a happy birthday.
If you build it, he will come. If you build it, he will come.
You're going to see that this is having an effect, this awakening. It's having an effect worldwide. It's not going to be stopped. I've never seen so many people starting to question their reality.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine?
It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood, a neighborly day for a beauty. Would you be mine?
Do I know exactly what we live on? No, I don't. What do I know? Well, I know that they're lying to us. I know that there's no curve to this place. I know this place isn't spinning. I know at least space as presented to us is complete fiction, and everything I see is close, really close. Everything you're told goes completely against what you experience. Everything is ass backwards. Think about it. Everything. But you just believe it because you're just submitting to them. You're just consenting to everything that they do, so they just keep doing it. I tell people we don't need to be muzzled. You know, we need to be able to just be loud and outspoken and speak what we know.
What wouldst thou know, my queen?
Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?
Is simply people misremembering stuff.
But maybe this is actually evidence of a parallel universe.
Wait, what?
Inside my head, billions of nerve-like living cells are carrying a chatter of electrical impulses through a vast forest of connections. Many communicate with the outside world, but most of them talk to one another.
These differences in collective memories are actually evidence of our universe somehow becoming intertwined with another, if not identical, then very similar universe. So people's memories are correct, they're just remembering something that happened in another dimension. Hence the discrepancies, that's science.
Messages passing from one brain cell to another have to jump a narrow gap between them. The electrical impulses release special chemicals, transmitter substances. Traveling across the gap, they stimulate the brain cell on the far side. That means the brain is a chemical machine too. How can we connect that microscopic bustle with our conscious minds? One obvious fact is that sometimes we're awake and sometimes we're asleep. For sleeping and waking, and for dreaming too, switches have now been located here in the stem of the brain. They're among the first parts of the brain to start working.
No matter where you think you live and what conclusions you come to, you're going to realize that science is completely lying to you. NASA is completely lying to you. And with any lick of research, you'll come to the conclusion that all the nations are in cahoots and lying to you. When it comes to where we live and the space programs and all of it, and they're all tied together. So then it's up to you to take it from there. Because if that's true, what I just said, then obviously whatever the agenda and agendas, because there's many agendas, whatever the agendas behind these lies are, it's obviously huge. Look at the effort.
We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
Look at the ISS sometime. I mean, if you enjoy media fakery, looking at glitches in the media and fuck-ups and bloopers, let's just say you're that type of person who likes to look at bloopers online, go watch some ISS clips for a while. You'll see plenty of that. Green screens, wire harnesses, people in gorilla suits, people doing experiments. They're actually mocking you. And you accept it, and you ridicule the people like me that try and open your eyes up to deception. I'm not trying to tell you what to believe, what theories to have, where we are, where we're going. I'll certainly give you my ideas, and I'll give you my strong opinion why, and which I disagree with and whatnot. But I welcome any ideas, and I don't really know. But it's time for you to think about it. How much longer are you just going to accept you came from a monkey, you're spinning on a ball, people stuck upside down, all different directions, darting through space? Everything in your reality tells you otherwise. Everything. You've never felt motion. You can't test it. Look at all the fake pictures they show you. Okay? Okay? They're going to try and keep masking all of this, hiding all of this, hiding the shape of where we live, hiding the fact that it's special, hiding that, making us think that we're misremembering things. All of this shit. They're trying to keep us down in this physical trap. And by you not exploring, because you're scared of trigger words, like flat earth, or Mandela effect.
Our universe somehow becoming intertwined with another, if not identical, then very similar universe. So people's memories are correct, they're just remembering something that happened in another dimension. Hence the discrepancies, that's science.
Theoretical science, at best, Mulder.
Listen, this isn't where it's at. I mean, I'm gonna try and enjoy this experience here, but there's a lot more. We have more that we're gonna see, like with the Mandela effects that we're seeing, the veils thinning. It's going to increase more and more. Okay, that's showing us a spiritual side strongly. Okay.
They say it's round 'cause boats go out of sight. This world, I've been waiting for this moment to set things right. This world, this world, this world. If you told me you were spinning, I would ask for proof. I've heard it all before, my friend, and I don't know if you want the truth. Well, I was there and I saw that boat, saw it with my own two eyes. Appeared to go over a bend, but brought it back with a lens. It's all been a pack of lies. And I can't feel it spinning beneath my feet tonight. This world. And I've been waiting for this moment to set things right. This world. And I can't feel it spinning beneath my feet tonight. This world, this world. Indoctrination, I remember, don't worry. The teachers won't let us forget it was the first time, the last time that I believed. But I know the reason why you keep this pseudoscience up. No, you don't fool me. You're afraid to admit, you're afraid to commit. But the truth is no stranger to you and me. And I can feel it spinning beneath my feet tonight. This world. And I've been waiting for this moment to set things right. This world. And I can feel it spinning beneath my feet tonight. This world. And I've been waiting for this moment to set things right. This world. And I can feel it spinning beneath my feet tonight. This world. And I've been waiting for this moment to set things right. This world. I can feel it spinning beneath my feet tonight. This world. And I've been waiting for this moment to set things right. This world. This world.
Happy birthday, hippie shake. Flat dumps from Austria. Thanks, India. Ciao.
Judy? How you doing? I'm from the press, conspiracy about
I'm sorry.
Space Shuttle. No, I want to be polite.
Howdy. I was just doing some filming. What? Just anything we can see. We're just doing a documentary.
It costs NASA $3 billion per year to operate the ISS, and if they don't have a darn good explanation as to why they're faking these videos, I and the public would like a darn good explanation as to where our tax money is going.
There is no proof of gravity. Of course, that's how science actually works, is you do an experiment that shows you what the cause of the effect is, and you can manipulate electrostatics and cause the effect of downward acceleration, commonly referred to as gravity. Of course, I've never seen a test that manipulates space-time, and you will never see that. It doesn't exist.
The world is bigger than we know.
The government is hiding more land.
They've taken our focus and put it up there and not to the outer land.
Once you start paying attention and have an open mind, then you'll start to see that it's so obvious.
So ultimately, the master plan in all of this is to fake an alien invasion.
You guys are just confused where they come from. They don't come from some far-off planet trillions of light years away.
Old documents, patents, U.S. government, Russia government, German government, everyone.
They're using electrostatics and other technology to maneuver around. Maybe they're even just pulling energy out of the air.
The government is so evil that they're devising any type of plan that they can to manipulate people into one world government.
Pay attention.
What's stopping you? You've never seen curvature with your own eyes. You never felt the earth spinning. You've never been able to observe and measure these claims. What's up, y'all? I'm in a flat earth film. It's called Level With Me. It's a masterpiece.
His new film, his new documentary, Level With Me.
Judge all you want. I'm changing the world with or without your support.
Fucking film of the year. I'm gonna go out there and say it right now.
Incredible video editor, and he knows what people respond to. So he's basically using that system this blah blah, but he's putting truth in your face. I'm packaging it. It's like an hour format where it's so gripping that you can't deny it.
You're like on the edge of your seat. It's like keeping you going. You're like, whoa, what are these guys talking about next? And we have such a shortage of that, and it's such an impactful thing where an hour can like actually change someone's life.
Next.
Sometimes when we're watching the ISS footage, you'll see the astronauts sometimes connected to like wires and harnesses.
Level with me. Level with me. Visit levelwithmefilm.com for more information.
Hey, dude, that film was fucking gangster. I love that shit, dude. Just give me a holler when you got the chance, brother. But man, you killed it on that one. I mean, you absolutely killed it. People are gonna love that. I'll be telling people about it. I'm proud to be part of it, brother. So take care. Just holler at anytime. Bye bye.
You'll find the key to your mind is spinning in front of your eyes the whole damn time. I know that you can see it, but you just can't believe it. I'm gonna take your mind and I'm gonna free it. 'Cause you are not an animal spinning on a waterfall. Is that what you really thought? Come on, level with inside of your brain. You gotta open your eyes and look at the horizon. You can feel it inside. I'm gonna make you realize that you are not an animal spinning on a waterfall. Is that what you really thought? Come on, level with
me. Oi, oi. One love, beautiful souls. This is India. I am Holistic, and here is my first attempt at creating a His Story series about places I once thought I knew very well. So in the words of Carl Porter and sung by Julio Iglesias, let's begin the begin with... Can I even say this and keep a straight face? Yes, I can. Wheels and One Boot on the Ground, episode 1, In Search of the Concrete Barge. Welcome to Canvey Island.
they begin, they begin. Quiero sentir las cosas de siempre. Quiero saber si tú aún me quieres. Quiero volver a empezar. When they begin, they begin. Quiero saber qué fue de tu vida. Quiero saber si todo se olvida para volver a empezar. Yo que siempre jugué con tu amor hasta el final, y seguro yo estaba que tú aún me querías. Hoy al ver que ya todo acabó, que no daría para volver a empezar. Día a día te hacías querer un poco más. ¿Quién me iba a decir que una vez te perdería? Y hoy al verme tan solo sin ti, que no daría para volver a empezar. When they began, they begin. Quiero sentir las cosas de siempre. Quiero saber si tú aún me quieres para volver a empezar. Yo que siempre jugué con tu amor hasta el final, y seguro yo estaba que tú aún me querías. Hoy al ver que ya todo acabó, que no daría para volver a empezar. Día a día te hacías querer un poco más. ¿Quién me iba a decir que una vez te perdería? Y hoy al verme tan solo sin ti, que no daría para volver a empezar. Yo que siempre jugué con tu amor hasta el final, y seguro yo estaba que tú aún me querías. Hoy al ver que a todo sail away with me, honey. Put my heart in your hand. Sail away with me, honey, now, now, now. Sail away with me. What will be, will be. I wanna hold
you now, now, now. Crazy skies are wild above me now. Winter howling at my face, and everything I held so dear disappeared without a trace. Oh, all the times I tasted love, never knew quite what I had. Little darling, if you hear me now, never needed you so bad. Spinning round inside my head. Sail away with me, honey. I put my heart in your hand. Sail away with me, honey, now, now, now. Sail away with me. What will be, will be. I wanna hold you now, now, now. I've been talking drunken gibberish, falling in and out of bars, trying to get some explanation here by the way some people are. How did it ever come so far? Sail away with me, honey. Put my heart in your hand. Sail away with me, honey, now, now, now. Sail away with me. What will be, will be. I wanna
Goddamn, that's relevant. Radio. Real relevant radio.
It's real relevant radio.
Real relevant radio.
It's real and it's relevant.
It's radio. It's radio. It's radio. It's radio. It's radio.
Real relevant radio.
Hey, how's it going, peeps?
Born in this generation, triumphantly, won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever have, redemption song, redemption song.
Thank you. And gonna be back tomorrow. Yeah. Tomorrow in AM for coffee time again. Because it's Saturday tomorrow, isn't it? So much love to everybody. Raven, Super Sidewinder, Wise Man, Robert Humphrey, Forever Love, Nachiketa, Judith Baz. I'm not sure how many people have noticed. I've noticed. Because, you know, I'm just sat here watching everything as it's unfolding. And I've noticed. I mean, the best thing is, obviously, 3 years ago, everything that I was saying, everything that me and Roxanne were saying at the beginning of 2020, everything came true, as we said it would come true. Like, we've been completely confirmed, vindicated, whatever word is you want to use. And but obviously, you know, people don't want to talk about that. They just want to get on with it now. They don't want to be reminded. They certainly don't want to be reminded. But now it's even gone as far as space. So redacted. I've never been happier, man, than to see Natalie and Clayton sit there and actually question, truly question, suddenly realise you can see the clogs turning in Natalie's mind. She said, like, her mind was blown.
How in the world did they get to the moon and they haven't been back for 56 years and they don't even have the technology today to get back to the moon? It's a great question. Why haven't we been back?
Those are big questions.
Yeah,
Those are big, legitimate questions. You're blowing my mind.
We don't have the technology. We didn't have it then. Why don't we have it now?
Because when you sit and think about it, actually it's really obvious. It's really obvious. All of it's really obvious. And that's the thing with all of it. And that's why, I don't know, it's weird. I don't feel like I need to say anything really to anybody anymore. I just need to sit here and wait, because it's all coming true. It's all happening. And those that see can see, man. And I'm not going to sit here and say I told you so to anybody, but I told you so.
Anyway, all right, let's get to this story. You guys ready? This story, this is like a palate cleanser story for the day. This is a crazy, crazy story. But here's a question for you. Did the United States land on the moon? Just drop it in the comment right now. Just let us know in the comments field here. Did the United States land on the moon? I already see hundreds of people saying no. Okay, just let us know your thoughts on this. Seems like an easy thing to prove, right? We know the landing site. We know exactly where they apparently landed, right? Show us the landing sites. Show us the evidence. And yet the former head of Russia's space agency and certain Russian academics can't seem to find any evidence at all that the United States actually landed on the moon.
What? On an enormous scale happening in York County. There's now clear evidence of NASA using numerous methods to grossly mislead the public about astronauts being on the International Space Station. During interior ISS scenes from NASA's own live feed, the use of wires, harnesses, green screens, and virtual reality have been detected to achieve the appearance of a weightless environment. This begs the obvious question. If they're really up there, why are they using Hollywood techniques to fake the footage? Are they in space or are they underwater? Now, what's really interesting is that they train for spacewalks in an underwater pool with a complete ISS replica. Now, surely they aren't filming these spacewalks in an underwater pool and then editing them to appear if they're in space, because that sure would be something, wouldn't it? I'm calling on the Brevard County Commissioners to open a full investigation into NASA's fraudulent practices and use of taxpayer dollars. It costs NASA $3 billion per year to operate the ISS, and if they don't have a darn good explanation as to why they're faking these videos,
For the last offender.
I'm calling on the Brevard County Commissioners to open a full investigation into NASA's fraudulent practices and use of taxpayer dollars. It costs NASA $3 billion per year to operate the ISS, and if they don't have a darn good explanation as to why they're faking these videos...
Make sure you sign up. Make sure you subscribe. Sign up and subscribe so you don't miss this, because now we're unleashed. So we're gonna.
TF has decided to take upon itself the ability to redefine what a firearm is, and they do it differently from year to year, from session to session. This is why bump stocks are now considered machine guns when they're clearly not even a firearm. Right. The issue there is that the IRS and the Federal Reserve both do the same thing. They'll wake up tomorrow and decide, oh, well, extortion is now going to include things like, solicitous phone calls and whatnot. Right.
I'm not sure, because this is not the route that I would go to explain my position. Like, I just like to keep it simple. No curvature and no movement has been detected.
No measurable curvature.
Yeah. So, like, that's just well known in a sense that, if, for example, the math is
or know each other exists. They use exactly the same techniques and tricks and methods of making their videos and everything. And it took me a while to figure out why. And this is why I like interviewing these people. 5 years.
That you need to confess, I will deliver. touch faith. Reach out and touch faith. Reach out and touch faith.
I'm definitely one of these people who normally I dislike people that use emotional blackmail. So when I see charities and it's charities using emotional blackmail to extort money out of people, it makes me kind of angry, because you know that the money isn't going where you think it's going. It's going to pay the fat cat top executives and their huge bonuses and huge salaries. But there are times when maybe it's necessary, and I don't feel good about this, but it needs must when the devil drives, so they say. Things are particularly difficult at the moment with the current situation. My inability to work, because I'm not allowed to work until I've got my paperwork sorted, and it's proving difficult for some reason. But I have a little type of family of my own here. I've got 2 dogs and a cat. They're getting on. They're in their sunset years, all 3 of them, but they're my family. They're like my children, and I feed them before I feed myself. I need help. If you're in a position to be able to help me, could you please follow the links, one of the links to PayPal or to TipeeeStream. I'm only asking because I'm desperate, and I promise you, the moment I can return to work and start earning my own money, I will be there in a flash. I've worked since I was 14 years old. The only reason I've ever not worked is because I've been unable to, either physically or, as in this case, because the corrupt government, for whatever reason, is deciding to make it extremely difficult for me. I thank you in advance, and if you can't help, don't feel bad, but please share my plight with those that you maybe could help me. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and from my animals, Ruby, Canito, and of course the infamous Alfie.
Spinning ball. Indoctrination blinded us all. From the very first day that we went to school, they put a globe in your face and that thing looked cool. The teacher explained how it all worked. Of course it sounded so berserk, but who was I to question it? Because I was just a tiny kid. It sounded crazy as could be, but teacher would never lie to me. She was real nice, she didn't know. She too was taught to believe in that globe. I don't blame her, it wasn't her fault. She was only repeating what she'd been taught. I went through life believing that lie. That spinning ball was now in my mind.
Don't let them take your mind.
Don't let them take your mind, man.
Don't let them tell you that you are not divine.
Don't let them do it, man, no. So I'm hurling through space on a road to nowhere. So I live my life without a care, cause I was taught that there ain't no creator. That's what I was told from my educator. So I live my life so selfishly, there ain't gonna be no hell for me. I'll do what I want with no care for others, with no respect for my brothers. Until one day when I woke up and I drank some truth with my coffee cup. I learned that things ain't what they seem. This so-called reality is just a dream. There's deception everywhere that I look. The news, the TV, and in my school books. And pretty soon I'll realize that everything's just a pack of lies, man.
Don't let them take your mind.
Don't let them take your mind, man.
Don't let them tell you that you are not divine.
Don't let them do it, man. No.
Take control of your soul.
Take back control. Yeah.
Find the truth. Find it all.
Find it all, man. Yeah.
Don't believe their lies.
Don't believe it, man.
Let them take your mind.
Let them take your mind, man. Yeah, man. It's deception on a biblical level. It's orchestrated by the devil. Many think that hate don't exist, but that's what he wants, that's one of his tricks. But I found out that dude's real, and I tell you, man, that's a bitter pill. So I questioned everything I was told. I had to question that spinning globe. I had to relearn it all again and get some truth inside this brain. And pretty soon I realized that the globe I was taught was a pack of lies. So I studied as hard as can be. I found the flat earth conspiracy. Man, it hit me like a ton of bricks. The globe I was taught was a devil's trick.
Don't let them take your mind.
Don't let them take your mind, man.
Don't let them tell you that you are not divine.
Don't let them do it, man. Don't.
Take control of your soul.
Take back control. Yeah.
Find the truth. Find it all.
Find it all, man. Yeah.
Don't believe their lies.
Don't believe it, man.
Let them take your mind.
Let them take your mind, man. I started to connect the dots, and I'm telling you, man, there are lots. I soon realized that the earth was flat. It's not a belief, man, it's a fact. And once I found out that reality, well, it did a funny thing to me. For a while there, I was pretty shocked, but now I know that there is a God. And once you get to that point of understanding, and once you know there ain't no moon landing, and once you know that space is fake, you view your life with a different take. It ain't just random chance that we're here. We ain't living on no stupid sphere. It ain't some ridiculous spinning ball. The earth is flat and God created it all.
Don't let them take your mind.
Don't let them take your mind, man.
Don't let them tell you that you are not divine.
Don't let them do it, man. Don't.
Take control of your soul.
Take back control. Yeah.
Find the truth. Find it all.
Find it all, man. Yeah.
Don't believe their lies.
Don't believe it, man.
Let them take your mind.
Let them take your mind, man. Well, now I found out about all these lies. I live a completely different life. I stopped reading the news and turned off the TV. That thing is evil as can be. I started being a nicer guy, and God forbid I tell a lie. I treat people with more respect, and I've got me a wife that I'd never neglect. Yeah, being good's working out for me. Now I ain't blinded and I can see. I know that there is a God above, and if I'm good, then he'll show me love. I try to live life selflessly to be the best that I can be. I treat people how I want to be treated since my indoctrination was defeated. So don't believe in the devil's lies because it's God he wants to hide. That's why they teach that spinning ball, to make you think you ain't special at all. Don't believe what you're being told. Don't believe that you're evolved. It's all an accident and you are too. No, you're someone special and God made you.
Don't let them take your mind.
Don't let them take your mind, man.
Don't let them tell you that you are not divine.
Don't let them do it, no.
Take control of your soul.
You gotta take back control.
Find the truth.
Find the truth.
Find it all.
Find it all, man.
Don't believe their lies.
Don't believe it.
Let them take your mind.
Don't let them take your mind. Yeah, play that guitar. Spinning ball. Indoctrination blinded us all. From the very first day that we went to school, they put a globe in your face and that thing looked cool. The teacher explained how it all worked. Of course it sounded so berserk, but who was I to question it? Because I was just a tiny kid. It sounded crazy as could be, but teacher would never lie to me. She was real nice, she didn't know. She too was taught to believe in that globe. I don't blame her, it wasn't her fault. She was only repeating what she'd been taught. I went through life believing that lie. That spinning ball was now in my mind.
Don't let them take your mind.
Don't let them take your mind, man.